Sagittarius. Hi guys, and welcome back to the Mother Tressa channel. That is if you're already familiar. But if you're new, then welcome in. Definitely come in with an open mind and an open heart, and listen to the messages, okay? And only take with you whatever happens to resonate. But as you are in this space, feel safe enough to be yourself wherever you are energetically, be it positive, negative, or neutral. That doesn't concern me so long as you leave better than you came, okay? Like this video, share it with other Sagittarians that you know, and subscribe if you like the vibe and you want more of these videos, but also turn that post notification on so you're made aware as soon as I upload. All right, let's get into it. What's going on? As I was meditating on your energy today, I was getting the sense that you guys are like done with the old timelines that have existed for so long. Like, you're ready for a new story. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when it comes to whoever you could be dealing with on a heart level or a romantic level, if you watch any other tarot readers, it's you getting that itch to know, okay, well, like, if the situation's not going to improve, then what's next? You know what I'm saying? And if you are sitting in that vacancy and that blank space of nothing really coming in and you not having any offers or any suitors, it's just like, okay, well, can I hear something optimistic so that I can continue to stay motivated and to look forward to the people that I can meet in the future if right now is not my moment? But like, you're tired of like the trap that whatever you're stuck in has been like. I don't know how I'm trying to like articulate that last little bit of this sentence, but what you have that came out was the 10 of Wands, followed by the Queen of Coins and the Devil card. So I'm right on par with that. Bottom of the deck, you have the Two of Swords and the Lover's card with the 7 of Wands. Let's clarify using the Mystic Tarot deck with this 10 of Wands. Ooh, well, right. You have the Moon and the 8 of Wands here. Okay. So give me a minute to sit with these energies. I feel like as soon as I record the video, I turn into Jonathan, aka the baby, and I'm like, you know, before the beat can even start, I just start like vomiting at the mouth with what comes through as messages. But I don't feel like that's particularly necessary in this instance. Piggybacking off of what I was just saying, you definitely are ready for a new timeline. You want a new story. You want a new experience. You're done with the back and forth, which you can get with the Moon and the 8 of Wands energy, because you know the Moon is a Cancer card and their moods consistently fluctuate. You know, the Cancerian archetype is a sensitive one, though it is also nurturing, and with the amplification of the 8 of Wands here, which is Scorpionic energy, right? And Scorpio's second ruling planet is Mars. You guys can be very intense and passionate lovers, and if you feel like your intentions aren't being appropriately guided and or how do I want to say that? I don't want to say like caressed necessarily, but like directed and received, let's say that. If it's not appropriately directed and received, then you guys can become sensitive and or crab-like and then retreat. If you do have a Mars in Cancer, then I feel like an area of your life that you need to look into and potentially improve or fix if it's broken at all, would be the way that you retract when something upsets you. With this moon and 8 of Wands, yeah, I'm definitely getting like a Mars in Cancer. So you're really good at defending other people, the underdogs usually, if somebody's getting bullied and or picked on. But whenever somebody comes at you and you feel threatened, you can tend to be the one to give somebody the silent treatment and or be very passive aggressive with this 10 of Wands energy. So that aspect of self in your character has to be restructured at this time. Because, you know, Capricorns are all about things that are organizational in nature. They rule the 10th house. So it's power, status, you know, fame, fortune can also fall in the 10th house. I do believe the 10th house is also known to be the midheaven, or what some people may call the North Node. So look into that. And or this is the opposing force that you're dealing with. I'm definitely hearing opposites attract with this type of energy. So this can be the other person that needs to work on the way in which when they feel threatened, they decide to give the silent treatment and or be petty and passive aggressive. The moon with the 8 of Wands, just as far as your method, I guess we could say method, but the approach that you take in the way that you date, your style of dating, it's like you give so much of yourself too soon, and so you're realizing that in doing that, you become a target. You become a target for abuse and or mistreatment, and you're done with that here. With this Queen of Coins that's sitting in the middle of this spread, you definitely know your worth. Okay? And if you even get the slightest hint that something is going to be off in the future, or whatever experience that you come into in the future with somebody that you can't connect with, if you are completely single, you're no longer going to sit and like wait it out or give people the benefit of the doubt with this energy, with the 2 of Swords and the Lovers here. With Venus being retrograde in the zodiac sign of Gemini at this point, it's you realizing that you have more than one soulmate. Okay? So you're no longer going to be stuck on somebody that just does not want to get their act together, that just does not want to cooperate with you, because this can turn into stingy energy, you know, the moon and the 8 of Wands. I'm also getting that somebody can have anger issues here too, because, you know, Mars is pretty volatile as a planet, and that is the co-ruling planet for the zodiac sign of Scorpio. Yeah. That's coming here too. But yeah, if this person is just unwilling to cooperate and or they're being stingy, then I feel like what you have to do is the next best move for you, which would be to look elsewhere. What one person won't do, another person can and will, willingly. This talks about having choice, the freedom of choice. I'm also hearing the ball is in your court. The nanny is the power here. So if you happen to talk to somebody in the future and they want to hit you with that, oh, you know, I don't know you that well, which can be true, and I just kind of want to see where it goes, or you hear them say something that is very similar to the same phrase of, oh, I'm not looking for a relationship, like I just I'm chilling right now. I'm not looking for anything serious, you know, those types of synonymous words, and you know that you're looking for a commitment, then don't sit here, even if this person is going to do things pretty much to like buy your love and affection, to kind of get you weak in the knees so that you feel like, oh, okay, well, you know, maybe this person is changing their mind. No, they're not changing their mind. They're just trying to do whatever it would take to get into your pants. So if you know that is your weakness, you're weak when it comes to your self-discipline, because you enjoy sex, which there's nothing wrong with, being sexually liberated, you know, no problem at all with that. But if you know you're at that point where you're tired of people coming in trying to fake like they want something more serious with you than they actually do, and then you create that soul tie by exchanging that bodily fluid, because, you know, Scorpios do rule intimacy, sex, you know, stuff like that too. Passion, again. And then dipping out. If you know that you're tired of playing out that storyline, then when you meet somebody, stop believing everything that you hear. And don't just believe the actions themselves. Believe the patterns of the person that you're dealing with. Knowing what to expect, knowing what you can ask of them. There are some people that I feel like you try to promote and to exalt in your life, even here, that you put on a pedestal. And it's like you're giving them jobs that they didn't even ask for. So you look at somebody and you're like, ooh, yeah, this is my husband, knowing good and damn well they were nothing more than a peon, you know, nothing more than like a distraction in your life. Like they didn't submit an application to hold that position. So why are you putting them so high up without really fully knowing this person and who they are on a character level to know if you're really even truly compatible with this person or not, right? Stop basing the decisions that you make just off of how physically or sexually attracted you can be to somebody. Because as I mentioned, I don't remember whose video it was, maybe Cancer. This was like 2 or 3 videos ago. But I had mentioned that in that video, just because you can be physically attracted to somebody and them, you know, find you physically attractive, doesn't mean that they want to be in a relationship with you, you know, that they actually like you, right? And the substance and the value that you hold as an individual, as a human being here. Just because you are sexually attracted to somebody does not guarantee that you are going to have sexual chemistry with them. You know, there's a big difference between attraction, chemistry, and compatibility. And I feel like a lot of you guys, you're recognizing these differences, and you're acknowledging how you were at fault for the ways that you have chosen to behave and or move. And again, you're making those amendments, those adjustments where necessary, just so that you don't have to continue to blindly put yourselves in these uncompromising or unfavorable positions and situations, because you have the 7 of Wands that's behind that, behind the 2 of Swords and the Lover's card here. With this Devil upright, in the Mythic Tarot deck, it shows Pan depicted in it, and there are 2 people that are next to each other and are bound by chains. But what you should understand with the Devil energy is that it's all imagined in the mind. Whatever you feel is holding you back and or keeping you stuck in something that's just not working, right? No está funcionando, like it's not working. Here, it's an imagined trap that you have yourself in. You can very well unshackle yourself. It's not locked. It was just put around your ankles. You're not bound there. So this can come down to, say like you are in a marriage, because that can come through as well. or you are on a lease with somebody that you're living with. So there's some sort of obligation there. You're afraid to leave the situation because of the assets or because of how expensive it would be to leave this person, right? And so you're just like, oh, I'm gonna stick it out. If you have kids, then it's like, oh, I don't want to get a divorce because I have kids and, I don't want to uproot their lives and have to start all over again. But it's a falsehood because you're making it seem like you won't be stable or you just don't know how. You just don't know like the outcome of it. So that's what scares you. Okay? Fearful of the outcome here. Or because you're afraid of the opinions of other people. It could be a mother figure, what your mom will say if you decide not to stay in this marriage, or what your friends and family will say if you decide to break up and move out of the apartment with whoever you're on the lease with, because you don't want to hear like, I told you so. But at the end of the day, and this kind of came up in a reading that I had intended to do for Aries, but I never uploaded. But what came through for them is like, it's better for this person or this group of people to be upset and mad than for you to be miserable with whatever's going on. If you don't want to take somebody back and they're trying to guilt trip you and make you feel bad for choosing to not want to talk to them and or reconcile and or be with them, that's manipulative. But oh well, they'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they weren't upholding their end of the bargain. They couldn't keep their word. They weren't consistent. They're not reliable. They're not somebody that you even trust anymore. You know what I mean? Like, you would rather be by yourself than to be with somebody that you have to consistently question all the time. So that's what's coming through here. Like, be mad by yourself. But you, at the end of the day, like, I have to look out for me. I have to do what is in the best interest of me and my future here. Your credit might get dinged if you have to move out of an apartment complex, depending on like if you actually put your name on the lease or if you were signed on as a roommate. There are differences in how that can pan out. But at the end of the day, if you feel like when you pull up in the driveway, you would rather sit out in your car than go home, then that's a toxic, unhealthy environment. Nothing good can be fostered in that type of energy. You know what I'm saying? If you sit in something that is perpetually negative, then because that energy is contagious, it's going to affect your mood. And then guess what? You're not going to get anything else done. You'll start losing your efficiency on your job. So you could potentially lose your job. You'll start losing money. You'll start losing opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Your luck, your Jupiter ruled. You feel like your ships can't ever come in, but that's because you're around something that is acidic, that just gives off bad vibes. And so whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, it can't come in. It can't come in until you change the situation and circumstance. But you have the power. The choice is yours with what you're going to do, with where you want to be. With who you see yourself with. Again, it's okay to wait. I know some of you guys, you're horny. You just kind of want to get that one nut off, and or you just want to have that orgasm because you feel like it helps you think straight. You can think better. You feel like you can be more productive at work. But at the end of the day, then you are just creating another soul tie with somebody that's just no good for you in your spirit. So is it really worth it? And or the possibility of you contracting an STD or an STI because you're not taking your time to know this person and or getting tested. Is it worth it? And or laying up with somebody that just does not have the capability to be a father or to be a mother and then that accident happens, you know, as accidents do happen, and then you find yourself pregnant or the other person, and then you're left, you know, to handle all of their responsibilities. So, I mean, are these scenarios that could play out, these different scenarios that aren't impossible? Like, I'm not trying to instill fear in you, right? Don't live in fear, but these situations and circumstances, they're not impossible if you're not careful. So is it worth it? Is that type of risk going to be worth it for you? Is being miserable going to be worth it for you in the end? What is the payout? So that's what I have for you, Sagittarians. If this reading resonated, give me a thumbs up, share this with your friends and family, subscribe if you haven't, and book with me should you need to. But if I don't hear from you, then just take care of yourself and soul until you see me again. Ciao.